What's up? Welcome back to another breakdown. This is your boy Kyle Russ here. Today we're breaking down the best aerialist in the world, in my opinion, Filipe Toledo. This is the backside 360. So there is no one better in the world at getting up in the air and getting all the way around, getting so much amplitude, getting so much rotation. He actually makes this one look kind of effortless. There's a lot happening in the beginning, and in the middle, he's pretty much already set up for the aerial by what he does in the beginning. So this is the most important stuff, all the stuff that happens before he gets up into the air. So we'll notice as he approaches the lip, he's going to be turning clockwise. So he's going to be going right down the face and rotating right on his backside. So you see as he approaches, obviously reading the wave is super important. You'll see the white water here, and there's an open space here and a white water here. So this is where it's closing on him. So that's the ramp. So that's probably the hardest part, is finding the right moment in the wave and timing it. So he has to time it all the way back here. So he sees the wave starting to shape. He sees the lip coming over here. See where his eyes are. He's looking at the farther down the wave, looking at the lip, and he's telling it's about to break or close in on him. So he begins his maneuver. His maneuver starts right here. You see his left shoulder is starting to go up the face. So he's going to bring his right shoulder down, left shoulder up, while the board still travels horizontal across the face. So see how twisted he is on the upper body? The board is still parallel with the wave. And his eye is still on his ramp right about here. And now he is fully twisted with the upper body. Then he brings the board up. So look how far up his right shoulder is leaning over. He's twisted right up the wave. Then the board follows secondarily. So he's twisted right up. And so as he starts to move his board up the face, he brings his left shoulder back down because he's wound up to rotate this way. So you'll see these start to turn in opposite directions. So the surfboard comes up, left shoulder starts to come back. So surfboard up, left shoulder there starts to swing back, and then this is where it's really important. So his left shoulder and his right shoulder become square with the board as it reaches the lip. So they rotate the opposite direction. So the legs are rotating with the board up the wave. The left and right shoulder are rotating down the wave towards the direction he's going to be spinning. And as they meet and become parallel right at takeoff. So that's the timing. So that timing of him for the opposite rotation of his board and his shoulders meet at takeoff. So you see that starts right here as he twists his upper body. That's how critical the timing is. So it has to start so far behind. So all the action, all the movement of the body, the upper body, the lower body, the board, the arms, the shoulders, everything happens long before takeoff. So you'll see board comes up, shoulder comes down, and right as they meet, right there is right at takeoff. So, and then the next thing you'll notice as he becomes airborne, to get inverted here, he puts his left shoulder down and his right leg up. So you'll notice he already sideways here now. Left shoulder right here comes down, right foot here goes up. Left shoulder down, right foot up. Another thing you'll notice is he jumps forward in his stance. He jumps off his stomp pad and then jumps over maybe half a foot on his board with both feet. So if you look right here, see this green dot? See where his foot is there? Right here, boom, see he jumps it up right there. Almost a full foot, actually. And at the exact same time, you'll see his foot on his stomp pad, and it moves off there. So I don't know if you can see. Yeah, so he's standing right directly on his stomp pad. And he hops it forward. See, he hops it off the stomp pad right there. And then you'll see where he lands, see? Stomp pad here, foot there. So he does a little hop forward to closer to the center of his board to help control the rotation so he's not off balance. So if you see when you're riding your board, his center of gravity is at this part of the board, but the center of the board is right here. So he jumps forward to put the center of gravity in the center of the board because he's no longer riding the wave, he's rotating the board in the air. That's to have control of it and to have more balance. So you'll notice here again, all the action in the body happens here, and then he locks it. So you notice when he rotates, his shoulder's over a little bit more, and he's hunched over. So his back is bent, and his right shoulder, or his left shoulder, is past the board. But you'll notice that he lets the board catch himself right about there, and he stands up, so he straightens his spine, and then his shoulder never over rotates over the board anymore, because all that motion right there has given him momentum to complete the aerial, and he just locks it. Back straight, shoulders and board are parallel to each other the whole way, and he never loses it. So that this portion of the air from here, all the hard work is done. The rest is just carrying his momentum. He's centered on his board. His shoulders are square with his board, and the momentum has already been shot through. So he's just carrying that momentum. He's just locking himself, balancing with his arms, compensating with his arms, and sticks it right in the center of the board. So the one final point here is his head. Part of going inverted is he's able to see his landing the entire way. So he goes like, so he's looking down the line. So here he's looking up the wave at his face. Now he's looking down the line. He's already looking at where he's going to land right there. And watch his head the whole way. Still looking at the same place. Still looking at the same place. Now he can see his landing here, so he knows exactly where he is in the air in relation to the water. And he only becomes, so now that's about 270 degrees of rotation right there. He can completely see his landing. And as he comes around, he goes blind for a second right there, maybe. But look, he's already looking down below his feet, so he can already see. So even though it's inverted, he spots his landing the entire way. Boom. Now let's let it play through. All the action at the front, twists his body, brings his board up, loads up, goes square, stands up tall, center of his board, completes the rotation. Boom. So much happening so quick there. So the key points there are that the aerial is won and lost, and this is what he does best, is all the stuff that happens even long before he's in the wave. Because his air, by the time he hits the air, he's already done everything he needs to do, and he times it perfectly. Straightens his back, centers himself on the board, and it's all over. And what the reason I think he's the best aerialist in the world is because he does this in competition. You see most of those other people that do it when they put out clips and stuff like that. They probably do 100 tries to land one. And he does this almost every attempt in competition with the bright lights on him. So that's what makes him the best, the most consistent, but also he gets the most amplitude, the best rotation, and makes it look easy. That is the backside inverted 360 by Filipe Toledo. Thanks a lot for watching.
Yo, if you like this video, I got an entire library just like them where you can go select by maneuver, select the pro you want to study, and you can copy exactly what they do as I break down how they do these maneuvers piece by piece, step by step, so you can take what you've learned and apply it in the water. Plus an entire library of workouts that you can do at home so you have the body that's able to perform these maneuvers. If you want that, you can get a free 1-month trial to Hydromind U to get access to all of that for free for 1 month. All you gotta do is click the link below to get your PhD in surfing so you can surf just like the pros.